What is up? What is going on, everyone? David, SVA Card Collectors. And everybody was all hyped up yesterday about the Michael Jordan documentary. And I didn't even know. It's just on the last season he was with the Bulls. I think they go like game by game. So it's like a 82-part series. So it should be exciting. No, it's a 10-part series. Everyone said the first 2 episodes were actually really, really good. Really well done. I will not be watching it. I probably will eventually, but I just don't. I'm a Knick fan. I don't like him. Sorry. And it's not going to be like, it's like if you did a Reggie Miller documentary. I would never, what is it, just him flopping all the time? Jerk. Anyway, so there's that. So everybody was going crazy over that. His cards are insane. If you have base cards of him, Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman, get him posted and sell your cards. Sell now. This is as high as they're going to get, I think, for base cards. It's insane what's going on with the prices right now. People are just spending stupid money, which they're going to regret later on. But I shall, not talk about that right now. But, yeah, it's just stupid, what base cards are going for. But I say sometimes the newer cards, they go for stupid prices as well. So maybe it's just, catching up. So there's that. Also coming out, 2020 Bowman First Edition Baseball Set. They're actually being sold on Topps.com on April 22nd to the 24th. It's a 10-pack of cards, meaning you'll get 10 cards in the pack for $14.99. Yes, I said that. Wowzer. Yeah, no reach around, but but you will be grabbing your ankles for this one, boys and girls, because this is a doozy. Now, this is a limited run, type of deal. They have a sky blue border, which is 1 every 2 packs. A blue border, which is to 150. Yellow is to 75. Gold is to 50. Orange to 25. Red borders to 5. And the platinum is a 1 of 1. Now, I'm not a big fan of how these cards look. I'm looking at some of them on Cardboard Connection right now. They just look stupid. They look like a kid version of Bowman cards. The border around it has 2020 First Edition on it. The bottom right-hand corner says First Edition, so I can see how that can confuse people. Well, is that their first Bowman? I know on the upper left it says First Bowman, but just say it doesn't say First Bowman on the upper left. People can be like, well, is it their first Bowman or is the first edition? I could see how people can get confused. Not people who collect, but I'm just saying. So there's that, which I'm not a huge fan of. Some of the pictures look a little like fake. They don't look real. Like the one with Bobby Witt, it looks like they photoshopped his face and like a kid colored it in. So I'm not a huge fan of the way they look, but it is a new release and it is Bowman, so that makes everyone bing. They get all excited down in the Netherlands. So yeah, there's that. So you have those 2 things going on, which makes the hobby somewhat fun. Something for you guys to do while you're trying to buy Jordans and sell them right away. That's what it seems like everyone's trying to do. Everyone all of a sudden, I want to buy Jordans. I have $500. Let me see them Jordans. And people are showing their crappy Jordans, which I will be posting my one Jordan. I actually got one Jordan. That's it. I bought it PSA 10 in Serious Sports Auction. I forget how much. I think I paid $70 for it. It was up to $125. I'm sure it's now $200 to $225, and there's no way it should be, but it is what it is. So we have that going on. So now, what have I been working with? You would say, "Oh, your course, Dave. You've been talking about it all the time." No. I stumbled upon, and I don't think I stumbled upon it, but everyone was talking about mid-90s inserts in basketball. Those things are hot right now. Crazy prices because they're hard to get in good condition. So even the raw cards go for a lot of money. Graded in 8, 9, and 10, they go for astronomical money, amounts of money because there's not that many of them, and there's not that many graded. So they become really expensive. And some of the designs, the shinier they are, the cool looking they are, especially those Metal Universe cards, prices are going insane. thousands, tens of thousands of dollars. So I wanted to go, well, what about baseball cards? Now, I know people have been collecting them, but I know nothing, absolutely nothing about them. I went to cardboardconnection.com to look these cards up, and I couldn't find any of the sets. So here, I'm going to give you a rundown of what I did and how I'm starting to learn, and I bought some cards already, and I'm not spending money. I'm not spending tons of money because right now they're at their highest. They're at their peak right now. I see a lot of people starting to buy them, maybe because of what's going on in basketball, so people had the same inclination that I did. Or maybe people, I seen like a couple of months ago, these cards were much cheaper. So I think it just is the whole whole sports card industry is just going up. And so it's just following it along. And so my favorite set when I was a kid was Flair. And so I don't know much about it. I just knew they had Wave of the Futures, and that's about it. And and this is how it all started. I started, well, I want to get the Alex Rodriguez Wave of the Future 2. There wasn't too many PSA 10s. I said, that seems like a good deal. The solds were, I forget how much the solds were, but it was maybe $50 or less. And there weren't that many of them in a PSA 10. So I was like, I want to get one. Well, now, of course, or $75, I believe. And then, of course, the ones that are there are $200, way overpriced, and I'm not going to spend that money because I'm trying to find a deal. I don't want to be the guy who creates the market for it to be a $200 card. I'll just use patience, which I usually don't have. But I'm trying to be more disciplined. I'm selling more stuff. I actually started posting some of my electronic stuff in the green room. Yes, I have done it. I sold a VCR for $165 plus $20 shipping. Finally sold a 1955 PSA 8. It's one of the high series, so they're much harder to get in a PSA 8 or 9. I bought it for $99 about a year and a half ago. I sold it for $165. So I was happy about that. So those two. I have more VCRs. I have more printers I gotta get rid of. And like I said, I'm just going to be waiting for deals. And I think this may be one, I'm more into it than I've been into other stuff. I like the prospect. Everything that I go into, I go, oh man, I really like this. And I still like everything. So I do like the prospecting. I like the newer cards. I do like the vintage cards. But these cards are of players that I know, and when I grew up, these were the guys that I watched. I wasn't into collecting at that point, so I don't know much about these sets. So it's like I'm learning for the first time about these cards. I didn't even know they existed. I didn't know. I didn't know anyone even collected them. I remember when I was a kid, Pacific. Who cares about Pacific? Nobody cares about them. I don't care about, all these other cards. So Flair, all I knew was that. And then I started going in and I saw 97 Flair Showcase. What's this? Is this Flair? Yeah, it's Flair. And they're very similar to, they go in rows. They have row 0, row 1, and row 2. Very typical to, almighty heaven and earth. I don't remember. Topps Gallery, is it? I think Topps Gallery has it, where there's 3 different. And each of these base cards have their own, row 1 has 3 types of cards. Row 0 has 3 types of cards. And row 2 have 3 types of cards. And each row they're either harder to get, the odds of getting them are harder. So row 0 is like the hardest ones to get. But they're still considered base cards. Now, a great place to go, and people I'm sure know about this, but if you're getting back into it and you really want to get into cards, I'm in my mid to late 30s, so you really want to get into inserts, where you get really shiny cards that there's not that many out there, and they're really tough to get in a high grade. And so I went to 97 Flair Showcase, and I went to baseballcardpedia.com. Now, this is the place, and I'm going to show you exactly what to do. I'm actually going to make a YouTube, and I'm also going to write an article about this. because for me to tell you what you should and shouldn't buy, there's too many people out there that do it, and 50% of the time they're right, 50% they're wrong. Some people are better than others, but it's all subjective as well. If you're in this to collect, like some of these cards I like just to have, and I've never felt that way about a card before. Some of them, excuse me, I'm having a beer now. It's multiple beer Monday, so we're on number 8, not 2. So now I lost my train of thought. No, but I never really wanted to buy these cards to keep. But once I saw these cards and I started looking them on YouTube, I know Tan Man, he had a video of all these cards, and that made me look at other types of cards. He's the one that had that big Jose Canseco collection. He wrote a book. I didn't read it, but I should read the book. It's about baseball cards. I like that stuff. But so I went to baseballcardpedia.com. Now, 97 Flair Showcase is in Cardboard Connection. But then I tried looking for other years, and they didn't have it, because they don't have all the years. They only have like the really good ones back in the day. So I start going through, and I see the odds. And I started looking I see hot gloves. And I remember seeing those gloves when I was a kid. They was like at the tail end. And I went, oh, they were always really expensive, and I couldn't get it. And they still are. And you also have diamond cuts, Flair. And then you have Masterpiece, which I had no idea what they were. One of one cards. And you see the odds to everything. And the thing that's good about Baseball Cardpedia, for the most part, a lot of them, they don't have it, but they have a lot of pictures of it. So you can see, hey, this is a nice looking card that I would like to get. Then from there, you go on eBay and you check to see the prices. You go on ComC, check to see what they have there. Forums, I was having a harder time. I'm sure there's people talking about them in the forums, but I just had a harder time finding stuff on it. So I just kept to those two things. So in the mid-90s, the guys that we're looking for that have the most value is Ken Griffey Jr., number 1. Derek Jeter, right behind him. Alex Rodriguez, who's the guy that I'm going after, because I think he's going to go to the Hall of Fame, and I think all his cards are going to go high. Also Barry Bonds when he's in it, and then Cal Ripken Jr., he's on the fringe, and then everyone else, and they're all big names. It's just they're not as popular. They're not as collectible, but those are the main guys. So I'm looking at these cards, and these cards look amazing. Like, I love the hot gloves. I love the stupid diamond cuts. They have 2 diamonds. They look gaudy and whatever, but they just look cool. Now, some of them don't. Some of the pictures of the guys, they look stupid. But other ones, they look really good. So, and they're rare. You go to PSA, and maybe there's 8 of them in PSA 10. Maybe there's 5 of them. Maybe there's, 15, 20 of them. There's not many of them. Now, that could mean 2 things. 1, nobody cares about them. Or 2, there's just not that many out there. And to get in a good grade is tough. Because you still have problems of, this 90s still, they're not perfect. They're not as good as they are now with cutting and whatnot. And you can see now, in like basketball with Optic and especially Prism, centering's still an issue. So it's really fun to go back and look at these cards. So now what I suggest you guys do, I might give you guys, when I do the article, I'll give like a couple of ones that I liked. It may say top 5 or top 3, but really there's no top whatever. But I want to give you guys this, an idea of what type of cards that I like. Some people might like them, others might not. But what you should do is go to baseballcardpedia.com. And then on the left-hand side, it says all sets by year. Pick a year, any year, in the 90s. And I would suggest 95, 94, 95 on. So we can go to 96, and there, they'll give you a whole ton. I'm going to rattle off a couple. I'm not going to go all the way through. 1996 Bazooka, Bowman, Bowman's Best, Circa, Collector's Choice, Denny's, Dunruss, Emotional Exile, FanFest, Finest, Flair, Fear, Leaf Limited, Leaf Preferred, Metal Universe, Pacific. Now, just click one of them. We'll go to Pacific, 96 Pacific. Me, I thought it was a garbage card. I didn't know anything about it. But then you start going through and you look and you see, I'm looking for 30s to 40s. Really, I like also the odds. You'll see the odds all the way to the right and say 1 out of 37, 1 out of, I'm looking for like 1 out of 75, 1 out of 90. That's when they become a little bit more rare. And they have a Kramer's Choice. He has 1 out of 721. Now, some of these cards, yeah, they're really rare, but they're god-awfully ugly. And so that's why you can look and see. And now on this one, they don't give you the pictures of the card. So you just go and look and say, oh, look, they have a Ken Griffey Jr. Let me look what they look like. And you'll say, hey, that's a pretty good looking card. So it's a little detective work, but it's fun, to me anyway. I liked Leaf Limited. I like those cards. I actually picked up Alex Rodriguez. And no, not Leaf Limited. That's the one I wanted for Derek Jeter. But there's Ultra, that's really popular and has a lot of good cards, especially the gold medallion cards, which are very rare. And if you're talking about PSA 10s, you're talking about hundreds of dollars. 9s and 8s still cost a decent amount of money because there's not that many out there. One of the things that I will show you when I do the video is also save your searches, because once they pop up, I'm sure people are going after these cards because there are not that many of them. So when they do pop up, people are going to be all over them. So there's that. I really spent a lot of time on this, meaning just looking at different cards and seeing if there's any, hidden gems that people missed. And I will continue to do it. But again, I think go to baseballcardpedia.com, go to all sets by year, and just go to a year and then just have at it. Go to each different set, search them on eBay. I think the sweet spot is going to be, 1 out of 50, 75, 90. Those are the ones that are pretty rare. But you'll find some cards and you go, man, I just like the way this looks, and you're going to pick them up. And it's going to be a couple of bucks, nothing crazy. You can get them pretty cheap, and you're going to be happy. You're going to be, especially if you're around my age. If you're in late 30s, you're going to be pumped. You really are, because you're going to be getting these cards that maybe you did remember back in the day, and you're just like, all right, well, let me get back into this. And you're going to start looking at I'm telling you, some of these cards are beautiful, really shiny, die cut, laser cuts, and different sets, Pacific. I never knew Pacific was anything good, and they have some awesome looking cards that I really liked. Fleer Ultra metal hitting machines. It's like a little machine, but it was die cut out. I'm telling you, there's so many different cards that I didn't know anything about, and I would buy them. But again, check solds. Go on PSA.com. I have that go to on my YouTube. I have a video on how you can check the pop reports and also the auction, how much they went for on eBay, and maybe they went on auction websites. And so that should give you a better idea of pricing. There's not that many solds because there's not that many out there. So it will be a little bit difficult, but try not to be the trendsetter. Try not to be the one like, Dave, I like this. I don't care. I'm just getting it anyway. Be patient. They do have stuff on ComC, but again, condition is going to be key. It's going to be, you're going to get cards that are, I like the foil. I like the shiny cards. So that's what I'm going after. And I think most people like that. And it's just a ton of fun, just going through it. So have fun. Check out my YouTube videos on it, because I'll tell you exactly what to do and where to go on PSA. SVAcardcollectors.com. Also download the Flick Chat app, guys. And you guys know what to do. Buy some cards, go broke. Later. So I wanted to talk about a new marketplace that's about to hit the sports card scene called StarStock. StarStock is building a sports card marketplace aimed to be faster and cheaper for flipping sports cards than any other platform. This is a ground level moment, and StarStock is currently looking for people who want to be the first to sell their cards at launch of this new platform. They are offering 5% commission, no ingestion fees. You send in your cards, they do all the work and post for you. Cards are guaranteed and secured in a vault. You can choose to ship cards back at any time. They also have a little guy, he stands in front of the vault. Nobody can get in, nobody can get out. I think his name is Pedro. StarStock will be a flipper's paradise. Ooh, a paradise, where you can buy, flip, store, or ship cards with a click of a button. If you are interested in getting involved as a seller, contact Mike at mike@starstock.com. They're right now only looking for rookie cards and prospects of current players. Again, mike@starstock.com, or you can head over to their website, starstock.com. Okay.